Okay, so let's talk about this moment in time, and I just want to get these words right. Crazy things happening in our bodies in this energy. Okay, here's our doorway in. Think about the last, oh my gosh, for me it's been since the start of the year, but think about the last maybe 2 weeks, maybe month. Just think about the last month in your life. And you might not be able to get there right now, so this could be a practice that you do later on, or when you have time to like meditate or drop in, or maybe even write like reflective question, just write. But it's like you take yourself, here's what we'll do. Right now, in this moment, take yourself out of your life. Like, literally take your consciousness, your awareness out of your life, take it above you, and look down. Just imagine that, just visualize, use your imagination, get wild with it, but you take yourself out. Like, I'm out of my experience, of my body, of the physicality, things that are happening, of the weird events that are going on around me, of all the things. I'm out. I'm now the observer. And it helps to visualize you're kind of coming out of your body and you're above, looking down. And so now you just look down, you just peer down at, well, I'll say Sabrina, but you say your name. I'll say Diana. So we just look down at Diana, or Sabrina, and I'm looking down at Sabrina, and I'm like, okay, what the heck have you been going through, sunshine? Like, what's been going on? Let me see this from the bird's eye view. Let me see what's going on physically, and you can go through the different areas of life. What's going on with you in your physical body, in just this window of time? It's going to give us, I promise you, I'm going to bring this back to the question of this energy and what's happening for us physically, but I want to keep that door open for all of us. So because it doesn't always show up for all of us physically. That's why. So, okay, Sabrina, what's going on for you? All right, physically, you have been tired. You sprained, I'm really talking truly for myself. You've sprained your ankle 3 times in 1 month. Kind of something that we might want to look at. It's kind of something there, which I also talk about that in the bone circle, the April bone circle. I know lots of you know that silly story, and that has to do with codependent relationship, actually. It has to do, like when I went and meditated on it in my body, like what is going on here? It had to do with this my own journey into the next level of relationship, next highest level of relationship expression. But anyways, so you're looking down, you're like, okay, my career is just jazzed up right now. My relationship to my partner is just weird, or it's amazing, or I have so much fire, or I've been crying I've been really emotional for the last couple of weeks. And you can kind of go through different aspects of life, different aspects of yourself, but it's great to take this inventory. This is a good practice to do anytime, right? You take the inventory from bird's eye view. I'm just looking at Sabrina's life. What the heck's been going on? And then so you kind of feel, and here's what I want to weave in. Here's what I want to weave in. This moment in time, and you, again, if you don't agree with this, chuck it in the bucket, right? You don't have to agree with anything that I say. I just throw it out there as offerings. But if this resonates, and this is what I see, what I sense, what I'm reading in the astrology, what I'm watching in my own life, all the lives around me, how I'm kind of holding space for different circles. But again, you just trust what feels right for you. This is a wild fucking moment for big evolution in ourselves, for big change, big transformation, big vibrational shifts, we can call it, big heart openings, big spiritual awakenings, like literally this hidden inner potential in our bodies, in our beings, in our souls, like this inner potential is literally dying to get out, like dying to erupt out into your life, like dying to get out into your body, out into your mind, how your mindset, out into your career, into your relationships, into everything. It's fucking dying. This is how it feels to me. This is how I'm seeing it in the astrology. This is how when I like read the grid, right, or the collective energy and just sort of tap in with the spidey senses and just feel into like what's going on. It's literally like like that rocket fuel that I was talking about at the beginning around eclipses, and we're in an eclipse window. The 30th of this month, 30th of April, is the first eclipse. It's a new moon eclipse on the north node. Nodes, eclipses always have to do with the nodes of the moon. Nodes have to do with your destiny, your fate. It's fated, it's destined. And it's sort of like all of the energy of the world is conspiring to kick you in the ass, to get you moving to where you're meant to fucking move to, right? Like where you're meant to evolve to. What is your next highest expression? Not just of relationship like we talked about, but of career, of your way of serving in the world, of your way of being. Like what's your next greatest expression of peace, love, joy, bliss, ecstasy, right? What is it? What is your next purpose, your soulful mission, your soul calling? What is it? And so it's this wild time where so much is lining up, and just collectively when we're all vibrating at that, we start to vibrate that out beyond ourselves, right? We're all holding it, and talk about the age of Aquarius. It's all this new. We're moving into the new. We're moving into the new energy. We're moving into new potentials, higher human potentials, new technologies, new sacred technologies, new inner technologies, new healing technologies in our bodies, new states of consciousness. Like all of this stuff is opening, and for some of us, it's crazy physical. It's crazy physical. It's like, I know some of the last couple of podcasts that I was doing were really about how do we just stay grounded? How do we, actually, let me say it this way. How do we ground this much light? How do we open to this much potential that's coming through? How does our physicality fucking survive these enormous awakenings that are happening? And they're not just spiritual awakenings. They're, like love, heart awakenings. They're like body potential awakenings. Like, wow. And so to me, like that's just one way of talking to this moment in time. And again, it doesn't have to be showing up physically. I'm kind of weaving back to that because that was Diana's specific question. It's the new. It's where what I'm growing into. What is the next highest level of expression for me in the work that comes through me, the spaces that are being held, what is my next level of service? How am I now being called to serve? Because it's very different than last year. And how am I now being called to be in relationship? Like, what is it that now fills my heart? What is it that now, right? It's really shaking free of the old. So the physicality stuff or the wonky stuff, I got us thrown off of Instagram 2 days ago for human trafficking. I sprained my ankle 3 times in 1 month, and then like 3 days ago, I got us thrown off of Facebook, Instagram. I got all of our ads shut off for human trafficking. What? That's eclipse energy. That's the energy we're in. It's just mental. Like it's coming in from left field all over the place. But here's the wild, beautiful thing about it is however it's showing up for you, right? Your Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi also went out again yesterday. Like it just like weird stuff's going on. But can we go, what is the world telling me? What is being shown to me? And there are insights galore right now. Insights galore with this Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces. The mind can actually like weasel its way over to understand the language of the soul, of the unseen, right? When we talk about those things like the veils are really thin, but we have to put the effort in. We have to put the effort in. It's not just, most of the time, it's not just gonna smack us in the face. It can, for sure, and that definitely happens. But sometimes we have to go, okay, I'm really being affected physically. Let me meditate on this. Let me have a conversation with a soul friend who can hold me to the fire of truth. Let me journal on this. Let me deepen into this. Let me be courageous enough to see the truth in this, right? Seeing the ankle thing, that sucked to see. It wasn't fun. And so, but like coming to that place of just being so okay with whatever we find allows us to find it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes my words are like, all blah, 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 blah. But let me try to say that again. If I can really walk into this with non-judgment of myself, like really open-mindedness, no judgment, with like unconditional love, if I can look at it and go, okay, from my bird's eye view, this is the list of things that I've observed that's gone on in the last 2 weeks or the last month. And then I take myself out. It's not personal. Get out of the way, right? It's not personal. And I'm saying, like, I have to do this too. I'm not yelling at, hopefully it doesn't feel like I'm yelling at you, but I'm just like fiery, in a fiery way, inviting us to get the hell out of our own way and not block us from seeing these insights, right? Like, okay, I'm taking the bird's eye view. Here's the list of things that's gone on in the last 2 weeks or the last month, or what I'm observing, what I'm witnessing, what's working, what's not working, what's different, what's like, what the fuck? I just got thrown off Instagram for human trafficking. By the way, it was because I was talking about bones. I was talking about living close to the bone, which is our fucking membership on Soulful Living, which is this, right? It's what? I love AIs. They're really good at their job. Bots are so good. They totally get it right every single time. But if we can like come out, right? And that's a good example, right? So I could be so fiery. I could get so pissed about this. Like, what? I'm talking about a soul group. What? We donate. One of our charities, one of ReWilding's charities is to donate so that human trafficking doesn't happen. Seriously, Love 146, it's all about human trafficking. We donate thousands of dollars to them every year. And I've been thrown off of Instagram for human trafficking. I love it. I think it's just crazy. So anyways, here's the example. I could get caught in the loop of it. I could get caught in the tornado of it. I could get pissed off and angry and all of, I could spin around in it, or, and this is what I did. I could just go, okay, I'm not supposed to be hanging out on Instagram right now. I'm supposed to be creating ReWilding Your Relationship workshop. I'm supposed to be moving into this new energy, and I ain't. And Facebook is just simply telling me, get out, right? That's it. And so today, all of our posts got approved. I still can't do lives on Instagram. Our ads are running again. And I don't know. I'm still like restricted in some weird ways. Like I can't do a live on Instagram. But it's not a big deal. Now, I'm also not saying that it's that simple or that it's, I'm kind of giving a real tangible example because it's just what's fresh for me. But even if we just take the bird's eye view and go, this is really physical, and then we meditate with it and we sit with it, sometimes there's a tangible insight. Sometimes there's a tangible insight that the logical mind can comprehend, and then you can make good decisions to move out of it or to move past it or to shift it, to heal it, to whatever it is that's being asked. But sometimes we don't get the insight. Sometimes we don't know. And that's the part that I get asked the question about that all of the time. We will know when we're meant to know. Sometimes all that we need to do is just bring our awareness to it. Like actually bringing my awareness and my consciousness and my love to my physicality is all that was required. There was no insight. The ego wants a fucking insight. It wants to put two and two together. It wants to see the license plate that gives you the big powerful thing. It wants to see the animal out in the woods. That's, oh my God, that's the symbol. It wants that. But we don't always get that. And we have to be so okay when we don't get that. When really it was just, there's something going on in my body, right? I'm up here, or there's something going on in my career. Cool, I'm gonna bring my consciousness there. I'm gonna meditate with it. I'm not gonna push it away because it's painful or it's not working or it hurts. This is like a huge, huge, huge step. If this is the only thing that you ever do or the only thing that you get out of this whole conversation, you will change your life. That's how big this one fucking step is. This one thing. Like seriously, take nothing else out of here except this one thing. Don't push the things that don't feel good away. Don't push it away. The things that aren't working, the things that don't feel good, the things that are agitating, I don't feel good in my body right now, a lot of physicality stuff is happening. Shit, my relationship is a little bit crunchy. Don't push it away. Bring the awareness and the consciousness and the love to it. It will change. It will shift, it will move, and if it's meant to be pushed out of our life, we will do it consciously. If it's meant, right, if we're meant to push it away, if we're meant to release it, do it consciously. Do it, let's, here's number two. Here's number two to get out of this. Let's not be victims to circumstance. Let's not wait for life to fuck us up in order to get us to change. Let's not wait for my house to burn down in order for me to sell it, which is totally something that my crazy energy would be capable of. Like, I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna play victim to circumstance, and instead of calling an agent, figuring out how to put it on the market, going through the process, I am just gonna like energetically light a damn fire, not just take out my house, I'll take out 8 neighbors' houses with me, but it's because I want to be victim to circumstance. Instead of stepping into my power and going, I'm actually called somewhere else right now. And I'm going to make mature decisions and steps forward to move into that. Not wait for life to obliterate me, not wait for life to fuck up my health so that I slow down, or wait for whatever it is, which is what I see us doing all of the time. And then we complain that we don't feel empowered. Obviously, because you're not standing in your power. I just feel like we have so much untapped potential in ourselves, so much power, like authentic, genuine, soul-centered, heart-aligned power in ourselves. And part of it, this moment in time, is we've got this ability to wake up to it, to not just wake up to it, but to embrace it, to express it, to let it fuel us into our next greatest life, all the different aspects of life. I feel untapped potential in myself. I feel it. I know I have untapped potential. Untapped potential in interdependent relationship. Untapped potential in how I serve the world. Untapped potential in how I serve you. Untapped potential in how I create in this world. Untapped potential in just how peaceful I am every fucking day of my life. How love-filled I am. How much this heart can stay open amidst heartbreak and pain and the atrocities of this world. Because let's face it, it ain't fucking pretty, right? I know I have untapped potential. I know that. I know we all have untapped potential. I know we do. And I know this holding ourselves to the fire, this getting really radically honest about it, all of these things that we've talked about today in this conversation, I know that that's going to lead us to our next greatest expression. It's going to lead us to something that feels more fulfilling than what we're currently experiencing. More purpose-filled, more fulfilling, right? Even if that's sitting totally quietly and just being and not doing, that might be your greatest purpose right now, is to just sit fucking quiet and be, right? So I'm not saying it's about accomplishing something or doing something out in the world at all, right? Oh, I love this moment in time. I love it. 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 I loved being here with you all today. All right. So much love to you all. I will see you where I see you, when I see you, and how I see you.